The other
Hmm.
half of the film is you having to talk about monsters and shit. As a writer, I'm fine with that. I can do that. As a director, I can talk about it for days. But as an actor, where you have to make this believable and relatable in front of a camera, how do you approach that?
Well, you did it. We had a full monster. It wasn't like we had to do it to a CGI screen in a tennis pool. There was
Mm,
that guy in the full monster suit crawling around. That bridges the gap massively because actually you don't have to do huge amounts of imaginative work. It's sort of sat in front of you. The same with that whole community that we come into at the end of it. We were all sat around an actual campfire. We had to stay by the fire so as not to literally freeze. Yeah, if you keep boiling it down to the essence, you're talking about work and protecting people. And if you want to be really worthy, people's rights to be where they need to be, it doesn't feel like you're speaking a different language. But what it does do is it gives them a whole vocabulary and a whole kind of empathetic range that most people don't have. They don't have to feed animals and talk to fairies. So then being able to translate that back into a regular conversation with your girlfriend about what work you do, that's where you see him really struggle because he just can't
mm.
explain it. And he pulls a whiteboard out of his bag and she's like, how did you do that? And not only is that incredibly normal to him, he suddenly spots that that's a very odd thing to be able to do. And the
Mm.
disjunct between those two is really fun to play.
I enjoyed that it, especially in that scene, the whiteboard scene, it felt like you brought it then back down to the toothbrush. Like you do the whiteboard thing, and then you do the
Yeah,
toothbrush thing, which wasn't really in the script. You decided to bring the toothbrush back in because it was mentioned earlier.
I'm just wondering when it will be okay for me to have my own toothbrush here.
One step at a time, cowboy.
And then you go, this is what we're talking about now. Whiteboard,
yeah.
that's just the line is about this. If you keep bringing it back to a relatable element, you keep it grounded. And that I think that worked really well.
The link between the kind of domestic and the slightly wacky elements. Because the thing with the toothbrush was about whether or not he was going to stay, and it's a bit more of a commitment,
Mm.
and that as an audience is more relatable than going, oh, he's got a magic bag.